Hey, how are you? Sorry, I started a live stream earlier. I got a phone call I've been waiting on and got interrupted, so I apologize for that. But hey, I wanted to say Steve Guzman today on a post, where is it? I'm going to look for it over here. Hey, Danielle, how in the world are you? Good to see you. So Steve made a great point today. Here it is. Jerry Acuff, my friend, my brother. How you doing? Susan Day, Colleen. Oh my gosh, look at the rock stars rolling in. So, so Steve said, I commented on one of his posts and he said, will the real Ken Walls please stand up? And it was funny. And I'm like, dude, I literally get every single day, hey, Susan, I'm doing great. So every single day I get, I'm not exaggerating, it's insane. I get like, I don't know, 10 to 15 fake profiles reported a day. Facebook alerts me 10 to 15 times a day saying a friend has reported a profile using your pictures, blah, blah, blah. We've removed the profile because it goes against our community standards. I get these like 10 to 15 times a day, emails and notifications on Facebook. And I'm like, it's a little out of control. So Steve Guzman and I were talking on his posts back and forth, and I said, I don't even know who I am anymore, LOL. And he's laughing. And the last comment he made was this. He said, Ken Walls, first world problems, with a laughing cry face, 2 of them. Did you ever think several years ago people would want to pretend to be you, LOL? And it's like, wow, that is such a good point. Because no, man, there was a time when nobody wanted to be me. And now I get 10 to 15 times a day fake profiles that want to be me. That's crazy. That is insane. Corey Calvin, what's up, dude? So like, it. You know what? When you shift the perspective of how you see things, like I could see that as, oh, that's an annoyance and that's just wrong and blah blah blah. But you know what? Like, honestly, and it is wrong and it is an annoyance, and they do go out and try to take advantage of these poor older women that give money to these people, and it's terrible and it sucks. But like, you know what? There was a time when nobody knew who I was. There was a time when I was not known. There was a time when I don't know anymore, dude. Greg, that's funny. But like there was a time when people didn't, like, they just didn't know who I was, and now they do. And it's like, is it an annoyance? Yes, it's an annoyance. But like, is it wrong? Of course it's wrong. It's not cool, like going out and stealing my photos and pretending to be me and using my daughter's pictures and stuff. That's ridiculous. But like, to say today, like, that happens 10 to 15 times a day, every day I get these reports, it's a gift that today I'm known. Obviously, I'm not known everywhere. In fact, thank you, Danielle, for sharing this out. Now I'll be known better by her friends. But like, and thank you to anyone else who shares this out. But like, when we reframe the things that are not going the way we think they should, like, when things go the wrong way, like if you look at it from the right perspective, like, I could say, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of people using my creating fake profiles, using my name and my picture, and like, but dude, I'm getting attention. Like, I'm getting attention. And I'm getting enough attention that I guess people think that they should use my pictures. I don't know what the reason is, but like, I'm getting attention. And there was a time when I wasn't. And it's something that I learned from watching Grant Cardone, listening to Grant. I mean, he's like, dude, got to get attention. He's telling everybody that you got to get attention. Money follows attention. Success follows attention. You gotta put yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there, you're gonna get people that use your pictures and create fake profiles. You're gonna get haters, people that don't like everything you say. I get that, but tell them to right. Frank Cornetti, what's up, brother man? How you doing, dude? So you got to just reframe things, man. I've so many people go through life. They have things happen and they get all bent out of shape, like the fake profile thing, like people creating fake profiles of me 10, 15 times a day. I'm getting these notifications. And it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And I could get bent out of shape, but like Steve Guzman says in the post, he's like, dude, these are first world problems. Did you ever think several years ago that people would want to pretend to be you? LOL. Like, no, man. I never in a million years would have thought that. What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? So, no, I would have never thought that. Never would I have thought that in a million years, that people want to use my pictures and pretend to be me. But they do now, and that's cool. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Susan, there's way better looking people they could be pretending to be. But, again, I think that it's all about perspective. It's about how you want to frame whatever it is that's going on. If it's creating fake profiles, a deal doesn't come in that you were planning on, things are not going the way that you think they should go. I think sometimes the God, the universe, whatever you want to say, I think that God's giving us, sometimes deals don't happen for us. Things that are going wrong are happening for us, not to us. So it's all about perspective. Again, when I have 10, 15 fake profiles being reported every single day, every day, I don't get a break from it. And these come in emails, and Facebook notifies me on Facebook that a friend reported a profile using my pictures, pretending to be me, and they've removed the profile because it goes against their community standards. Dude, that's annoying. And then when women hit me up and they say, hey, I caught you, aha, and I'm like, caught me, aha, what? What are you talking about? Your fake profile, Mr. Thomas McMahon or whatever. And I'm like, who? What? Oh, no. At first, the very first couple of times that happened, I was like, what? What are you talking about? And some woman hit me up. She's like, I see you with your wife and your kids and your blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and she's like, busted. And I'm like, busted for what? What did I do? I don't even know you. And it took so much time convincing them that I don't know you. What are you talking about? And so the fact that they're taking advantage of these women is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But, from my perspective of look, there was a time when people didn't know me. Nobody knew me. There was a time when I didn't have 5,000 friends and 40,000 followers on my public page, and I didn't have all that. And now today I have that. Today I have connections with unbelievable people that I wrote down in my goals list, and my vision board of people that I wanted to connect with, that I wanted to be friends with, that are huge celebrities. And I've connected with some of them. I'm friends with some of them now. And it's like, wow, man. And so again, it's all about perspective. If you take whatever it is that's going on and you just keep pushing forward, I mean, just keep pushing forward. I'll tell you something. I listen to Andy Frisella's podcast. Andy Frisella is on my show this week, by the way. He'll be on Thursday afternoon. I listened to his podcast. I posted it on Instagram stories the other day. He has this podcast that he put out, and I'd have to look it up, but it was July 4th. And oh my gosh, like it's mind-blowing. It's such a good podcast. And you want to talk about pushing through stuff, you go listen to that podcast. You'll have to, excuse the language, his language, but that's all right. He just tells it like it is, and whatever's in his mind, it comes out, and in his heart. Dude's a good dude, really good dude. So, like they pretend to be a friend for a long time, then bam, that's what I'm talking about, Susan. That's what women have told me, and it's like, gee, many Christmas. And I've had people, tell me, like one woman recently, she reached out to my wife and said her first message to my wife was, could you please tell your husband to stop telling me that he loves me? And oh, by the way, I would like my $8,000 back. Like, what? She sent $8,000 to this dude, some dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, that's the insanity of it. So, like, now, I would personally never send money to somebody that I haven't met, that I don't like, I'll help charitable causes, I'll do that, but like sending somebody $8,000 because you feel like you're romantically and you haven't met them, like that, like no. Like, no. But anyway, so, like, I don't get that, but, and that's, I had another woman, couple 2 or 3 years ago, tell me that her elderly mother sent some dude $9,500. $9,500. I'm like, wow. And they had the police involved in it and everything too, but it's these people overseas, man. It's China and wherever, I don't know. I'm not blaming China. I'm just saying that oh my gosh, are you kidding me, Colleen? That is insane. That's insane. So, these fake profiles, there's, again, I'm getting 10 to 15 every single day notifications. That's insane, Colleen. That's complete stupidity. I worked for the bank a long time ago, and that happened to a lot of people, especially seniors. That's terrible. I mean, it is. But I think, again, like, there's so many scammers, so many, and again, for me, I look at it like, again, it's annoying. Okay, it's annoying to me to get these messages, to get these. Greg, that's funny. The one after me, that was after me, said he was in a car wreck in a different country and needed money to get his kid back home to a better hospital. That's crazy. Wow, that's terrible. I mean, terrible. Most of the time when I get these messages from women saying that they, they were in the middle of a con job from some dude using my pictures and stuff, that they're saying that he's an engineer working in the oil fields in South Africa or something, and needed money to get back home, or different things like what? And you continue talking to the person after they said that, like, hey, bye. But I hear, but they were so convincing, saying that their wife had died, and he said he's the single dad to these 2 girls, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's crazy what's happening. But again, from my perspective, it's annoying. It's really annoying dealing with all of this stuff. But you know what? What's the alternative? I'm not known at all. I'm not known at all, and I haven't grown to where I've grown to. And, that's the alternative to not getting attention. That's the alternative to not putting yourself out there. I know I spent many, 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 many years terrified, for some reason, afraid to do whatever it took to get attention. I was terrified, and I still to this day don't know what I was afraid of, but I was afraid. Yeah, Greg, it's terrible. But yeah, you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart. I mean, look, if some dude tells you he's stuck in South Africa, like, you gotta be, I don't know. Like, if anybody on the internet hits you up and like, oh, you've gotten that, Megan, that's crazy. Facebook says they have facial recognition that their software has the facial recognition, and we all have seen that where you'll pop somebody's picture in, it automatically tags them, so they do have it, but they're not using it. I don't understand that. How are these people creating new profiles using my pictures? I just don't get that. I don't understand it. And I've actually, what was it, a year and a half, 2 years ago, there was this one fake profile. I forget. I can't believe I forget the name. But this one fake profile says, Facebook said, we're not deleting it. It doesn't go against our community, whatever. And I'm like, it's my pictures, you jackwagons. What are you talking about? That's me. Those are my pictures, my kids. Like, what are you doing? And they're like, and I went back and forth several times, and they're like, well, we suggest you block him. I'm like, no, he's using my pictures, you idiots. Like, I went back and forth, I think 10 different times probably. And then eventually, and it took like 6 months, but eventually they deleted that one. So, like, is it an annoyance? Absolutely, it's an annoyance. Yes. Do I feel horrible that there are women that actually send money to these guys? Yes, I do. But I also think that's really stupid. I think it's really, 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 really stupid. Like, why would you do that? And I'm not taking responsibility for someone else's stupidity. I've done that in too many times in my life, and it never works out well. So if you're going to do something stupid like send a bunch of money to somebody that you've never even met in person, I'm like, did you at least FaceTime? Like, make sure the face matched the pictures that they're using, like anything? No, never did that. Just sent them money. Like, dude, what? Like that, I don't get that. But, it's sad. It's sad. But again, like Steve said, did you ever think several years ago people would want to pretend to be you? And the answer to that question is absolutely not. I never in a million years would have thought there'd be people wanting to pretend to be me, using my pictures and pretending to be me. Never. So, reframe whatever's going on in your life. Reframe it. Find something to be grateful for. Because although I get these reports every day, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful that I'm at least getting known. I'm not known everywhere, not yet. But I'm at least getting some traction. I'm getting known. And I have a lot of great friends that I have a lot of great friends that I've not met in person yet, but I have a lot of great friends that I know on Facebook, on Instagram, that I have not met in person, not in any way, but I know they're real. I know they're legit. Like, I know James Grayson is a real dude. I've known him for years now. We've never met in person, but I know he's a good dude. Kevin Naylor, another example. Never met the dude in person, but I know he's real and I know he's a good dude. So, I know that there's a lot. It's like Susan. I've never met Susan in person, but I know she's a great woman, and I know she's a real woman. She's real. So, but if some new person hit me up and started talking and all of a sudden wanted me to send them $8,000, no, homie, don't play that. Sorry, no. So, that's just, you gotta use this up here, man. Like, use that. Use your brain. People need to use their brains more, man, and your heart. Like, not just from oh, I'm gonna get a relationship out of this thing that's not even real. Like, that's insane. I don't know how they do it. They must be really convincing. I mean, they must be really, really, really convincing. I don't know how they do it. And then there are people like Colleen, who I have met in person, and she's evil. I'm just kidding. She is one of the coolest people I've ever met. At the first 10X Growth Conference, I got to tell you guys this story. It's funny. I meet Colleen, and we had talked, and she knew that I had a problem with my foot, plantar fasciitis or something like that. And she goes, she put angry faces. She's awesome. So she walks up to me at the first 10X Growth Con. We hug and like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And she was staying in the room with our mutual friend, Denise Duff. And so she says, listen, this is going to sound really strange. And I'm like, okay. Normally when somebody starts off a conversation like that, it's going to be strange. She goes, I need you to come up to my room. She says, I need you to come up to my room. Now, we're in Miami. My wife's not with me. Colleen is single at the time. And I'm like, what are we doing in your room? And she goes, I have molds to these boxes. I need to get a mold of your feet so I can make orthotics for you. I want to make orthotics for you. And I said, why do we have to go to your room for that? She's like, that's where the boxes are, and it's going to look really weird in the middle of a hotel lobby, me down getting your feet, taking your shoes and socks off and getting, and I go, okay, fine, let's go up to your room. I go, no funny business, Colleen. She punched me, I think. So, I love that woman. But that's somebody I met on social media that I have. And Colleen, did I interview you? I think I did. Didn't I have you on? I think I had Colleen on. I'll have to go back and look. I've interviewed a lot of people. But anyway, so, I met Colleen in real life, and she's incredibly awesome. I met her. There's Richard Trevino, my brother. Damien Boudreau, my brother. How you doing? Like, Damien I haven't met in real life. Richard I've met in real life. I haven't met Damien in real life yet, but I know, and Richard's another guy that, I've met him in real life. And another perfect example. He's nothing like what you see online. He's mean, hateful. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Richard spent a week at my house. I love that dude. He's like a brother to me. He's a preacher. He's a preacher man. Damien Boudreau definitely is not real. He's not real at all. He is from a different world, that guy. That dude right there, I can't wait to meet that guy in person. I can't wait to give him a big old hug around his neck. But, that's the thing is, like, people that, like, again, the fake profiles, and you guys didn't hear it earlier, but like, I literally get 10 to 15 every single day, these reports from Facebook that a friend reported a fake profile using my picture, so they deleted the profile. And I'm like, and this guy today says, hey, these are first world problems, dude. Like, did you ever think several years ago that people would want to be pretend like they're you? And the answer is no. And not in a million years would I have ever thought that people would want to pretend to be me. No. So, back when I was drinking almost 17 years ago, there were a lot of people that didn't want to be me. A lot. I was a lunatic. So, it's all about perspective. It's all about reframing that, whatever it is that's not going the way you want it to go in life. That's what it's all about. And so, look, I'm and I've met Megan. I met Megan in real life. She's awesome. We got some selfies at the 10X Growth Conference. Like, Megan is awesome. We talked a lot. And so I've met these people that are real people I've met through Facebook. Brian Hess, I've been to his house. He's never been to mine. Just saying, Brian Hess just got on. He's never been to my house. He drives right by my house all the time, hasn't stopped yet, but we won't even talk about that. But Brian, I'm kidding. He's like normally 2.5 hours north of me. And I'm like, dude, just drive down here real quick. But anyway, so shift your perspective. If things aren't going exactly the way, that's jacked up. Brian, I love you, dude. I've met a lot of great people on social media I've met in real life, and most of those people are exactly who they are on social media. Most of them. I've met some people off of Facebook that are not who they say they are, even close, right? So, Megan, I am too. You're awesome as well. I'm so glad we connected. But there's a lot of people I've met on Facebook that when I met them in person, they weren't even close to being that person. And you just weed them out. You just weed those people out. I've met a couple of dirtbags, dude. I've met a couple. We're not opening that can. But anyway, so it's no different than if you were to go to a restaurant and go table to table and smile and shake hands with people. You're going to meet some great people and you're going to meet some not so great people. It's just the way life is, man. People are people. And, some people are very strange. But remember that, but far more, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I believe that you attract who you are, Now, not always. Obviously, you can attract, when I grow up, I want to be, right, Damien? Damien, you're awesome, dude. Like that guy right there, I've spent hours on the phone with him. Hours. He's coached me. And that guy charges like $3 million an hour or something crazy. But I didn't pay him that. But anyway, he's incredible. And I know when I do meet Damien Boudreau, I know he's not going to be the fake opposite of what he really shows or portrays himself to be in videos and online. He's just Damien. And I know that. I've had conversations with him. I've had FaceTime calls with him. Robert J. Moore, what's up, bro? Edwin Dearborn is in the house. What's up, Edwin? So, look, reframe, again, the 10, 15 fake profiles that get reported to me every day, every single day, the people using my pictures and stuff. No, I have not interviewed Damien yet. What's up with that, Damien? We need to get you on my show, dude. Come on, man. So, Susan, thank you for sharing. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So, all of these fake profiles, like Steve Guzman said to me, did you ever think several years ago people would want to pretend to be you? LOL. And I'm like, it made me think, no, yeah, he's right. No, man. There was a time when, nobody on the planet would have wanted to be me. And now it's 10 to 15 a day? Wow, that's a win. That goes in the W column. So, reframe it. Steve Guzman's a friend of mine on Facebook. Pretenders are offenders. I agree with that. So, it's about reframing what's going on. If you a friend, you lose a friend, dude, they weren't supposed to be your friend then. That's just the way it is. Like, reframe it. I'm not saying that friends are a dime a dozen, because real friends, true friends, the ones that have your back no matter what, I did a post on this yesterday. Those friends are very, very rare, and they're few and far between. They're very few and far between. But I know this. I was, and if you haven't seen the Zig Ziglar movie, go watch it. If you're an Amazon Prime member, it's free to watch. Just go watch it. It's called You Were Born to Win. It's brand new. Tom Ziegler was on my stream the other night talking about it. It's a documentary about Zig and Tom and Julie and Cindy, who are all my friends, his kids. They're all in the movie, and it's incredible. And one of Zig's sayings was this: you'll find it much easier to go out and be a friend than to go out and try to find a friend. If you go out and you try to find friends, you're going to struggle. But if you go out and you just be a friend, just be a friend to people, man, you're going to knock it out of the park. You'll have more friends than you'll know what to do with. And see, that is a tiny, tiny little minute shift in perspective. But man, look at the difference. Look at the difference when you shift from, if I go out and I try to find friends, it's very difficult. Real friends don't let people talk smack even when nobody else but the two of you would know. Real talk. Amen, dude. Amen. Dude, Brian's like my brother, just so you guys know. So if you ever have anything bad to say about Brian, I suggest you call me first. Because you will not like what comes next. But like, if you try to go out and find friends, it's going to be far more difficult than if you just go out and be a friend. And I'll use Damien. I don't know if Damien's still on here. Normally he can't tolerate me this long. But if you're still on here, I'll give you a perfect example. Damien Boudreau called me hit me up on Messenger one day. Hey, I'd like to talk to you. Or no, I asked him to be on the show, and he's like, yeah, let's jump on a call. Here's my cell phone number. I'm like, wow, Damien Boudreau's giving me his cell phone number. And so I call him, and we start talking, and we just talk and talk and talk and talk for a long time. And I'm talking an hour and a half, maybe. I don't even remember. It was so long. It was filled with, I know him also. Funny, you are connected with any PA people. PA? Pennsylvania, you mean? I know him also. So, and Damien just started talking to me about a lot of things. He is a really, really sought after, highly paid, I don't even know what coach? I don't know if you call him a coach. I don't know if he would like that. But like, he is. And Damien is, the dude is like, I am not kidding you, on a level that I have never experienced. I'll just put it out there. I have never, ever in my life experienced the level of pure authenticity and the level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Enlightenment. That's the word. Like, that dude might be the most enlightened person I've ever spoke to in my life. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I literally said this. He's like, well, I'd like to coach and work with you and da da da. Now, understand that he he's coached and worked with people like Ali Rida, who's holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the most cars ever sold in 1 year. He's worked with, has Damien written any books? Absolutely he has. But here's what's really interesting about Damien. Back to The Bachelorette. What? You're going to watch The Bachelorette over this? Come on. So, but you know, Damien's books they're not available to the public. That's how like legit that dude is. And as a matter of fact, I said, well, I'd really like to get one. He goes, well, we'll talk about it maybe someday. I'm like, dude, what? Like, that's insane. He's like, yeah, my books aren't available to the public. I'm like, well, crap. I was going to like be all proud and buy like 2 or 3 of your books, dude. And, dude, that's awesome. Tell your wife to stop watching The Bachelorette. She needs to listen. Listen up. Come on, Lori. Anyway, so look, it's all about perspective, okay? It is literally all about, I don't care what's going on. If things are not going well for you, change your perspective. Change the way that you're framing the situation. Because typically, 99.99% of the problems that you have in your life originated right there, and probably most of it is right there. And I'm not saying that in a judgmental way. I'm saying that in an experience way. I've been there a million times, and I always embellished it in my mind, and it was going to be 1,000 times worse, and it wasn't. It wasn't. So just remember, reframe whatever it is. Whatever it is. That's what this whole sorry for this being so long, but that's what this was about, is the conversation. I commented on Steve Guzman's post, and he said, would the real Ken Walls please stand up? And I'm like, dude, it's out of control. It's like 10 to 15 times a day I get these fake profiles reported, and it's every single day, and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, bro, that's crazy. I'm like, it is, and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, first world problems. Did you ever think that there, years ago, did you ever think that anybody would ever want to be you? And it's like, no, I didn't. I never thought that. In a million years, I wouldn't have thought that. So reframe whatever it is. You all have a great night. Thanks for hopping on here, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.